Once inside the conference, the First Lady was greeted with a standing ovation. But when she arrived at the university, this is how she was greeted. About 50 demonstrators from the All People's Congress and the Atlanta Welfare Rights Council marched to protest against the president's economic policies and U.S. involvement in El Salvador. Signs call for more money for jobs and education. But Nancy Reagan was here to promote a different kind of education, drug education. She told the crowd at the opening session of the 8th Annual National Drug Conference that the parent movement is a shining hope to curb drug abuse among youngsters.
We have a frightening number of these young people who are lost to themselves and their families. They may be at home physically, but their minds and emotions are far, far away. The parent movement is out to help reclaim these children.
After receiving an award for her involvement in the anti-drug movement, it was on to a series of workshops. This group, called Cascade, is a drug education and family counseling organization, and using hypothetical situations, it helps parents and children understand the dangers of drug abuse. In this session with the First Lady, the kids were asked, how do you say no to someone who's offering you drugs?
I would probably tell them, like I said before, about how the drugs can hurt them and harm them. And if that doesn't work, I really don't know what I do.
In an even bigger session, a California group told Mrs. Reagan how they are trying to turn their friends away from drugs by throwing alcohol and drug-free parties. They also told Mrs. Reagan how they themselves got off of drugs.
And what did you start out on?
I started drinking alcohol, and that was like every month or so. And then I started smoking pot in 8th grade, which led to weekends throughout my freshman year.
Do I get you?
All in all, Nancy Reagan was well received here by both youngsters and parents, and her visit was clearly the highlight of this 3-day conference. Nancy Reagan may never know just how effective her visit to the Atlanta area has been in influencing youngsters to stay off drugs. But the sponsors of the anti-drug conference here are sure that her mere presence will go a long way in furthering their cause. Rob Sweeting, Action News.